The Online Death Trap. A story by Evie's Heart. A fam was constantly online trying to make money. He clicks on any link he sees and joins any group that promises to teach people how to make money in dollars, hoping that one will start giving him the dollars he had so much dreamt about having. Then one day, while going through social media as usual around midnight, an elderly man's post appeared on his timeline. It was creepy and scary, but a fam stayed, because he heard join an online platform that pay in dollars. If you are interested, then click the link in my bio to join the Millionaires Club, the man said while smiling in a very weird way. He rushed the man's bio and clicked on the link. A weird face showed but disappeared immediately. A join button surfaced. Immediately he clicked join, his phone hanged. "Oh no, I don't want to miss this opportunity," a fam complained. Then suddenly, his phone went off. He tried to put it on, but it refused to work. Being a young undergraduate living off campus, a fam was always alone in his room except a few times his friends came visiting. After trying to put his phone on for some minutes, he looked at the time and shouted, 3 a.m.? He couldn't believe he had been online for almost 7 hours, clicking any link that says, "Make money in dollars." He then plugged his phone and decided to sleep. Once he laid on his bed, he heard a knock on his door. He quickly ran to the door while shouting, "Who is there?" When he opened the door and saw no one, he jumped on his bed after locking his door with a key. He thought his neighbors were trying to scare him. The knock came again, but this time, louder and more aggressive. That was when a fam paid closer attention and noticed that the knock was coming from his toilet, right inside his room. He panicked and ran to his bed, hiding under his bed cover. He cried, "Whoever you are, I am not afraid of you." He was still talking while under the sheet when he heard the door of his toilet opening and a very ragged breathing was echoing through his room. Immediately a fam heard, "I am here." He peed on himself. He shut his eyes while the feet of the intruder dragged on his floor and walking towards his bed. A fam shut his eyes tight while still under the sheet. The intruder got to his bed and stopped. A fam could smell a burnt skin and another strange odor too. He started crying and begging God to save him. Then suddenly, the intruder bent over his face and was breathing near his face. That was when the bedsheet was forcefully pulled off and a fam screamed in a loud voice. He opened his eyes and saw that it was a dream. His body was filled with sweat. "Thank God it was a dream," a fam said, heaving a sigh of relief. But his entire body became frozen when he looked on the ground and saw the dirty feet and the trickling of dirt from the intruder on the floor and started crying. "What is this? Who entered here?" As he was still in bed shaking and crying, his phone rang and he quickly rushed to pick it up. But the line went dead. Then a message came in immediately and it read, "Welcome to the Millionaires Club." He looked at the screen again and the face of the old man he had seen online earlier appeared and laughed. He quickly threw the phone away panting. But as he was panting, a picture and a knife appeared on his bed together with another message. "Kill the man on the picture within 24 hours and become a full-fledged member." "Ha!" a fam shouted and ran out of his room. He knocked on the door of his next-door neighbor. "I don't feel so good. Can I stay here until morning?" He lied. His neighbor, who felt it was strange since it was almost morning, still allowed a fam in. A fam laid down but was too scared to close his eyes. He felt closing his eyes will bring back the scary dream he just had. But after a few minutes, sleep overpowered him and he found himself standing inside a very rich-looking room that was well furnished. "What am I doing here?" he whispered as if someone was listening to him. He wanted to open the door and leave but noticed that someone was on the bed snoring. "Wait, did I just enter someone's bedroom?" he asked, scared. He tried to leave again and something grabbed his neck, flung him very hard on the ground and he blacked out. He was woken up by a loud scream and a call for help. "Ha, where am I again?" a fam asked himself when he noticed he was in a very beautiful toilet very different from his own. He tried to stand up from the ground where he was lying down and noticed he was holding a knife that was covered in blood. He panicked and quickly washed off the blood from his hands while throwing the knife on the floor. He opened the door and walked into a murder scene. A rich-looking man who was dressed in exotic white pajamas was lying dead while covered in blood. A femme became terrified and wondered how he got in there. "Let me run out of here before I will be framed for whatever happened here," he said, and headed towards the exit door. As he was close to the door, a photo painting of a man that was hung on the wall flashed before him. He almost staggered to the ground when he recognized the man. The man on the painting was the same man whose photo he was given to kill when he was woke up from the strange dream he had earlier. A femme started sweating while murmuring, "There is no way I will be the killer." He slowly peeped through the door's keyhole and saw people crying while speaking to two police officers. "We have locked the door now, so nobody should attempt opening it for any reason. We have commenced investigation now as well and must get to the root of this attack on former Senator Gray," the police officers said, and were about to walk away when one of them stopped and asked, "Did you search the bathroom?" One of the police officers asked the other. They were surprised they forgot to check the toilet. When a femme saw that they were coming towards the room, he started sweating and shaking, so he entered inside a travel bag that was inside the wardrobe and zipped it up. The officers came in and noticed that the bathroom sink was wet and there were bloodstains around. The suspect might still be around the house. "Search the room," one of the officers commanded the other. After searching, they saw no one. "Request for backup. We need to be many to search everywhere at the same time. The bathroom shows signs of life not long ago," the officer continued talking. They both left and locked the room while one officer took cover at the gate to make sure the suspect doesn't leave. The other one was inside the house looking around all the rooms while requesting for backup. A femme could not breathe inside the bag, so he crawled out and was confused on what to do. That was when he came. The old man he had seen online appeared before him and said, "Good job, but you have just a few seconds to leave here. If you are caught, you will be hanged without judgment." A femme knelt down and pleaded for his help. "Well, you have to sign an agreement with us that you will do anything we ask of you." Yes, I will sign, but please help me." The man smiled and held his hands, saying, "We have more jobs for you. Are you willing to do it too?" A femme was about to answer when he heard footsteps of police backup running up the stairs. "You have just 10 seconds, the old man said and turned to leave. A femme shouted, Yes, I will do anything." Just as the officers were opening the door, the man held a femme's hand and they both vanished. A femme appeared inside his own room, confused, scared, and tired. He heard a knock on his door and opened it. His neighbor, Walter, has been knocking on his door. Walter was worried when a femme didn't come out at dawn after leaving his room in a hurry very early in the morning. "What is the time?" a femme asked his neighbor while still shaking from the horrors he experienced a while ago. "It's almost 12 noon, Walter replied, laughing at him. A femme packed his bags immediately and left. He was going home to his parents. He even left his phone. "Maybe if I don't take my phone, that evil man will not see me," he had told himself. He got home around 3 p.m. and his parents were surprised to see him. "I lost my phone," he lied to them and went to his room. He felt safe and at peace. "Let me see how that devil will be able to enter here," he murmured and took his shower. "Let me sleep and wake up later to eat," a femme told himself and slept off. His mother's voice to come and eat woke him up later, and because he was very hungry, he ran to the dining table and started rushing the food. He was rushing the food happily and talking when he noticed that someone was dragging his cloth, but he ignored the person and continued eating. It was when the person poured water on him that he screamed and woke up. "Where am I again?" a femme asked himself, crying. He recognized the room, but that was not his room. It was when he looked at the floor and saw his neighbor half-eaten that he realized that the food he was eating wasn't food but his neighbor body. "What have I done?" he cried and was about to open the door to run away when he heard a knock on his neighbor's door. "Walter, open it's the landlord." A femme heard the voice of their landlord and started panicking again. "If you deliver me just this one time, I will become fully yours." He knelt down, pleading and crying. By the time their other neighbors had gathered to know why Walter was not answering the door, the old man was yet to come and save a femme. One of the neighbors looked through the window and saw Walter's head facing down and concluded he was dead. "Let's break this door. I think something is wrong with Walter," the neighbor known as Jimmy said while grabbing a stone. Everyone joined in and they started hitting the door to break it down. A fam continued crying while kneeling down. Suddenly, a rush of air blew him to the wall and the man came in, handed over a picture to a fam and said, "This is your next job. If you ever refuse me again, I will not only make you eat your neighbor, but I will make sure you eat your entire family. Once you join the Millionaires Club, we own you, your thought and action. You have no right to refuse us or any mission we send you to. When you have completed the next target mission, you will see the rewards in your bank account." The man was still talking when a fam's neighbors broke open the door and dust from the dusty compound filled the room. As his neighbors were coughing from the dust and trying to get a clearer view of the room, the old man held a fam's hand and they both vanished. A fam appeared back in his room in his parents' house. He cried and was overwhelmed. "I think it is time to tell Mom what is happening. I won't kill anyone for them again and I won't let them use me." He stood up and was about to leave the house when he heard his ringing tone. He was so startled and wondered how his phone could be ringing there when he was so sure that he left it at his apartment in school. He refused to pick up and ran close to the door to leave, but the door slammed shut on his face and the old man's voice echoed through the phone. "The name and photo of your next job has been sent to you. Failure to do it will wipe your entire family," the old man warned, and the phone stopped ringing. A fam still refused to look for his phone to see who his next target was, so he started shouting, "Mom, Mom, please open my door for me." His mother heard his voice and ran to his door. "But the door is open, a fam. Why are you disturbing me?" his mother said while opening the door, which was obviously open and not locked. A fam who was so scared started crying, but his mother was so confused, so she looked at him and whispered into his ear saying, "I hope you have checked the identity of your next job. Don't be stubborn, do as you are told." A fam became really scared and shouted, "Mom, what are you saying?" That was when his mother walked into their compound through the gate and was saying, "A fam, I am back. Don't tell me you are still sleeping." A fam started shouting and ran outside to meet his mom. "Mommy, something is wrong with me. I am scared. Please come inside, I need to tell you something." His mother became worried. She has never seen her son so scared, so she followed him while holding his hands and asked, "Did you get a girl pregnant?" A fam started crying and was about to say what was troubling him when his mother's phone rang. It was from the school authorities of a fam's younger sister's school. They were informed that a fam's younger sister who was living in boarding school was found dead hanging inside the hostel toilet. His mother screamed and ran outside while a fam ran after her. They were heading to a fam's father's shop to tell him what had happened. A fam was hurriedly following his mother when his phone rang inside his pocket. The phone had appeared in his pocket. He became even more terrified and quietly ran back home, leaving his mother who was shouting and crying for help. He was ready to face whatever that was happening head on like a man. He then sat down and started screaming on the phone angrily, "Check the identity of the next target and you have just 4 hours left to kill him or your mother will be ran over by a drunk driver." A fam, on hearing that, looked at the screen of his phone and saw the person he was meant to kill. "Pastor Tim? No way, no way. Just kill me instead," a fam started shouting and screaming. "Your sister just died because we tried to warn you, yet you have refused to be warned." A fam fell on his knees and started pleading, "I will do it, please don't harm my family again." "But how do I get to Pastor Tim? He has the most secured building due to his status as one of the richest pastors in the country," a fam said while still crying. "Take this," a voice said behind him while a hand was offering a bottle of cream to him. "Apply this on your body now and lay down on your bed. I will take you there," the old man said and disappeared. A fam laid down crying after applying the cream all over his body. Within some seconds of lying down, he found himself standing inside a very beautiful home. He could hear someone crying and moaning at the same time and a whipping sound, as if someone was being flogged. He tiptoed and peeped in a locked door where the sound was coming from and saw Pastor Tim flogging the church's women leader who was naked and tied to a pole. Afam brought out a knife that was mysteriously in his pocket and waited behind the door of a room he assumed would be Pastor Tim's room. When Pastor Tim entered his room dressed in black, Afam rushed him to stab him with the knife, but he didn't know that Pastor Tim knew more about the online witches than him. He was prepared and waiting for them already, so he pressed a remote and a part of his wardrobe opened. Afam saw himself pushed into a cage by Pastor Tim while a heavy blow landed on his head and he passed out. He has been caught. Afam got himself hours later because he had passed out when Pastor Tim pushed him into the cage. He saw Pastor Tim sitting across him with a certain bead in his hand. "You were sent by the online witches, right?" Pastor Tim asked and smiled. "I don't know what you are saying. Are you not the one who invoked my spirit here?" Afam tried to lie. "Help, help," Afam also started screaming. Pastor Tim laughed at him and showed him a red bead. "This is the only thing that is keeping you here. I am sure they are all over this area now, trying to get in and attack me, but I know them so well, so they cannot get me. Just like you 10 years ago when I was starting my ministry, I needed money badly, so I started clicking every link on social media, hoping to make the dollars I was seeing people boasting they made. Until one day, I clicked on a link from a post shared by an old scary-looking man, telling me to join a club that will make me a millionaire. After clicking that link, my life never remained the same. I started killing for the club, hoping to make millions after killing the people they were directing me to kill. I found out that the more I did their bidding, was the more I was no longer in control of myself. I would sleep and wake up in strange places covered in people's blood. The first day I tried to fight them back, my only brother died. That was when it dawned on me that I made the worst mistake of my life. My brother's death made me even more scared, especially when they threatened to take the most important person in my life, my mother. I started doing everything the way the witches wanted it, until one day, I woke up to see myself being covered with sand on the ground by people who were dressed in white and humming a strange tune. I started shouting, crying and struggling to come out of the ground. When I did, they tied me up and did so many things I can barely remember to me. When they were done, they handed this bead over to me and told me to wear it at all times. They also told me that I can never be with a woman all my life, but if I can get a woman who will be letting me punish her, that I can lay with the person after inflicting pain on the person. I didn't understand what they meant then, but with time, I found out I had to sacrifice pleasure and procreation for safety, fame, and long life. That was why you saw me doing that earlier with that woman, because that is the only way for me to feel any pleasure. Take me to the people that saved you. I need help. Afam started crying and pleading. Pastor Tim smiled and said, "I don't need to invite them. They are deacons in my church now. I had to bring them very close to me, because the battle is not for the weak." Pastor Tim quickly called his deacons on the phone and told them what was happening. They came in, touched Afam on his head and appeared in his room with them. "We will help you, but you will sacrifice something very important to you." "Anything, just take or do anything you want to me," Afam cried. "You will never contact your family again. If you ever do, the old man tormenting you will return with the kind of energy that will take your life." Afam agreed but wept bitterly. He could not believe that he did that to himself because he wanted to make it like every other person. Being ambitious is good, but thinking success or money come that easy is delusional. Whenever you want to click a link, make sure you know and trust the person that sent you the link. Don't ever click any link you see anywhere. Just a click is enough to change your life to bad or good.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.